and he's one in control. He's the one that ultimately determines the positive results of that suffering.
Right.
When you suffer in the world, that's just wasted. There's no point in suffering at all. There's all sorts of like natural things going on. I mean, suffering is almost a universal constant in life. It's just pray that we don't suffer so much that we can't bear it. That's the big issue. Suffering is the beginning of a growth process. It's the beginning of a growth process in the natural world. Chickens, little chicks inside an egg have to peck their way out. And you say, oh, that little chick's suffering. I'm just going to peel the egg away and let the chicken out.
All right.
And if you do that, then you just paid that animal a disservice, because now you got a weak chicken on your hands. And he's not strong to just peck. He can't peck for the worms and the seeds to live on. He's a weak animal. So just thinking, oh, I'm doing this animal a favor by alleviating suffering, you're not. In the military and in education, people subject themselves to suffering in a sense. Navy SEALs swim in very cold water. And some people expose themselves to high temperatures because they have to be strong for the war. Well, we have to subject ourselves to that so we can be strong for our battle. When they swim in that cold water, and it's cold water, they say their bodies get stronger because of that cold water. That squeezes the toxins out of their muscles, it squeezes the toxins out of their blood. They're suffering, but the ultimate end is their purification and their strengthening to serve our country as Navy SEALs. People, they suffer in a sense of educational systems. They press themselves really hard. And they know ultimately they're going to learn what they need to learn. But they have to deal with a momentary amount of discomfort, studying long hours, studying difficult material, having to deal with a professor that might be difficult, to learn what they need to learn to have a profession. So suffering is a universal constant. The issue is why? Why? What's there? For people to handle suffering, I believe they need to understand why they're doing it. When you're suffering for Jesus, it's for an ultimate reward. The ultimate reward is heaven, and a greater place in heaven. If we're going to look back, and it's hard to have this perspective now, but it's nice. I'm trying to convey it to you right now, this perspective. When we go to heaven, we're going to look back and say, that was nothing. That was nothing. I got this streets of gold. I got this big mansion. And I'm around Jesus all the time, and his glow, he's like glowing everywhere. His light is just washed. There's a sea of praise going on. I don't have to work anymore. I don't have to deal with crazy relatives anymore. I just have to praise him. I've been practicing on earth to praise him here. Now I'm ready to praise all the time up there. And I remember what I had to do to go to church, to suffer. People gave me a hard time for Jesus. They humiliated me. They said, oh, he's mentally ill. He's hearing voices. And I was hearing the voice of God. But they said, oh, he's crazy, And I felt terrible and insulted. I was persecuted and I suffered. But that's going to be a blur, Mothers know this after they have a child. They suffer. Putting out that baby, I heard, is like trying to rip your lip over your head. Kind of a physical analogy like that. That hurts. And they give an epidural because it hurts so much. But when that baby's born and there's joy with that baby and the mom's holding that baby and the spiritual birth process has come forth fully, there's joy. Tears may happen all night, but there's joy in the morning. When the baby is giving birth, Mom, I'm sure, Mom, obviously I'm not a mother, but I'm sure that she forgot all about that suffering of the birth process and thought, oh, I got this baby. I got this baby right here. Heaven is similar to that. We may be crying here, but there's going to be love, sweetness in the morning. There's going to be heaven and end of this journey. People who suffer in the world don't know. They don't know. I mean, there's some minor rewards, but nothing like heaven. I mean, Paul in the book of Romans, he went to. We have the Olympics right now, so I thought it was going on with Paul was